Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today, I'm going to be ranking all of the unique armor in Minecraft Dungeons from worst to best. If you haven't seen my other two parts of this mini-series where I ranked all of the unique melee and ranged weapons, you should go check them out. And I would like to preface this list by saying that this is a general outlook on the unique traits of these weapons, and I'm not necessarily looking at every potential build that you can make with these weapons. But if you do have any knowledge and experience with these weapons, or I'm missing something, please let me know down in the comments below. And all of the rankings are also based on individual use and not necessarily within a group of multiple people. So at number 14, we have the Ember Robe. This has a immolation type of effect where it burns nearby enemies, and it also decreases the cooldown of all artifacts by 25% and gives you plus 15% movement speed aura. The decrease of artifact cooldowns can be great if you create a build where you have a lot of powerful artifacts that have a long cooldown timer, and the movement speed is nice. However, I find the immolation and movement speed traits to be not that great. Next up, we have the Frostbite, which I think is the coolest looking armor in the game. It spawns you a snowy companion, which is basically just a little snowball that deals damage to enemies, and it gives you 100% souls gathered and plus 30% range damage. The companion perk isn't that great, and the soul gathering bonus can be decent, but the 30% increased damage is really the only good trait from this armor. Next up is the Archer's armor. This gives you bonus 15% movement speed aura, plus 10 arrows per bundle, and a bonus of 30% range damage. As the name suggests, this is armor for archers, so if you have a strong bow and want to create a build around it, this armor is definitely for you. I find that a lot of the melee weapons in Minecraft Dungeons overpower the bows. Because of that, there are going to be only a few cases where this is very useful, but where it will be useful, it'll be very good. The Fox armor is next, which gives you a 30% chance to negate hits, plus 20% weapon damage aura, and using health potions will also heal nearby allies. The 30% chance to negate hits is okay. The bonus 20% weapon damage aura is pretty good, and the perk where when you use a health potion it'll also heal nearby allies, I don't see much use for. I mean, even if you're in a group, I think you'll be fine. You don't really need to be healing others with your health potions. Everybody has their own. Next, we have the Stalwart armor. The first perk is that the use of potions will increase your defense, and then the others are that you will gain 35% damage reduction and a 30% chance to negate hits, but your roll cooldown is increased by 100%. So I mean, this can be pretty good for you if you're dying easily and you need some armor that will pretty significantly increase your survivability. Next up is the Titan's Shroud. This gives you a 20% damage increase aura, 100% soul gathering bonus, and 35% increased damage reduction. So this armor is just an overall buff. It increases your survivability, your damage, and this is especially good for those trying to create a soul build because of the soul gathering perk. Next up is the Highland armor. This makes it so whenever you dodge attack, you gain speed, you have 35% bonus damage reduction, and 35% bonus melee damage. Then we've got the Soul Dancer robe. You gain a 30% chance to negate hits, plus 100% soul gathering, and a 50% increase to your artifact damage. The increase of artifact damage and bonus soul gathering makes this a good piece of armor for those of you who are trying to build a strong soul build, because you collect twice as many souls and your artifacts deal 50% more damage. So with these two features combined, your soul artifacts will begin to activate a lot and do a lot more damage. Then we've got the Cave Crawler armor, which gives you 50% more artifact damage, 20% weapon damage boost aura, and it gives you a pet bat. The first two perks, being artifact damage and weapon damage boost aura, are pretty beneficial, but I feel like the pet bat is not too good. Next up is the Full Metal armor. This gives you a 30% chance to negate hits, plus 30% melee damage, and 35% damage reduction, but your roll cooldown is increased by 100%. This is some tanky armor, and if you don't mind the increased roll cooldown, maybe if you have some artifacts that speed you up, this is some pretty insane armor for melee fighting. Next is the Wither armor, from which you will gain 35% damage reduction, 100% soul gathering, and a 3% lifesteal aura. This item will boost your survivability if you have a weapon that deals strong damage and can heal you a lot with the lifesteal perk, and then you also have the increased 35% damage reduction. This could also be a good piece of armor for a soul build because it increases your soul gathering. Up next is the second and only other lifesteal armor. It's the Spider armor, and from it you will gain 3% lifesteal aura, same as the Wither armor, and a 25% melee attack speed buff. So this could be great with a weapon that focuses on hitting fast because of the lifesteal and bonus melee speed, but you could also just use this to turn a slow, hard-hitting weapon into a fast one that also heals you for a lot. We have the Splendid Robe. From this you will gain 50% bonus artifact damage, a 25% decreased cooldown on artifacts, and 30% bonus melee damage. The two artifact traits are just guaranteed to make your strong artifacts even stronger, and it's important to note that this works best with high damage artifacts and not the ones that just heal you or increase your attack speed. This is because the artifacts that don't deal damage won't gain the 50% damage boost, and essentially you'll just be losing out on a full perk. Okay, so the best armor coming in at number 1, and keep in mind that this list is a general outlook. So this in general is the best piece of armor. It is the Renegade armor. So if we look at its perks, it gives you 25% bonus melee attack speed, damage reduction increased by 35%, and 20% increased weapon damage boost aura. So this is just a great piece of gear for melee builds that focus on a melee weapon, since perks increase damage, attack speed, and your survivability. There are a very broad range of builds that will work with this piece of gear just because its perks give you overall buffs and they're not specific to anything like soul gathering or artifacts and so on. Its flexibility makes it amazing, and that's why I put it at the number 1 spot on this list. Also, I wanted to put a bonus piece of armor on this list, the mystery armor. I mean, this is just a honorable mention because it's not a unique piece of armor, but it's pretty cool. Basically, each separate drop of this armor rolls random traits, so you could end up getting a piece of armor that increases your damage by a lot, or gives you a lot more survivability, or even a mix of both. It also can give you some pretty unique traits like making mobs being more attracted to you, making your role make you invulnerable, and so on. I just felt like this list would not be completed if I didn't mention this piece of armor, just because it's such a cool piece of gear and it's so unique from the others, and I think it can definitely compete with these unique armors. Anyways, that will about do it for ranking all of the unique armor in Minecraft Dungeons from worst to best. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, it really helps out. Also check my other videos out, and also I'll be leaving a link to Minecraft Dungeons in the description below if you want to get the game and you haven't yet. Other than that, thank you so much for all of the support that each of you have been showing me, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out. Thank you.